Mik'd Up with Mikie Mahtook. Got the boys in. I got Lloyd. We got J. Mitch. We got Jackie Boyd.
He tried to jump up, and he might have knocked it in.
Good timing. Let's go. What a start to the Monday. I mean, I'm from Lafayette. My boys will come in and say,
oh, God. So me and Joe on the ground. I got Joe in the headlock. And he's sitting there. He's punching me in the stomach. Like, punching me.
Here, is everyone sitting around? Who here thinks Ochiko can practice today after having 5 full beers? And he goes, Chad Jones, right? Chad's doing the team 6 minutes. For 7 minutes, right? Chad's like, no, man, I don't think Ochiko can practice today. And I was like, I look back and I'm like, Jesus Christ. I saw you there. You were more fucked up than me.
On the spirit plane had some issues, I think. She was sleep farting.
you heard her or you just thought it was her?
I sat right next to her. I smelled.
Whoa. What was that?
Time for the show.
Now, when you do go to spring training, are you going to bring your chinchilla and your turtle? My dad tell you about it?
The SEC is, God, they hate fat people. I mean, I get crushed for that. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man.
Hey, just the South, bro. You got a bunch of food down here. Like they should
Players, look at Lloyd.
You know what, Lloyd?
You're looking for a recruiting coordinator, coach. I'm here.
He's like, I'll piss my pants right now.
No way.
We're wearing gray pants, long gray pants. He goes, I'll piss my pants right now.
Hello. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Friday, April 19th. It is Loosey Goosey Friday. We are here at our new studio, our work in progress studio here. The boys and girls at Indigo have been so kind to give us a space in their facility for us to conduct our shenanigans in this room. And so we are very happy to be partnered with our friends here at Indigo. Look, these are the drinks. These are the seltzers. If you haven't tried them, you should probably give it a shot. They're pretty nice. They do a pretty good job. They do what you're trying to. They do the things that you are trying to get out of that drink. Just to say the least. We have a big show for you today. Obviously, it's Loosey Goosey Friday. We have a lot of baseball conversation. We're going to preview the LSU Missouri series. LSU is there. They play tonight at 7 p.m. Against the Missouri Tigers. It is a tough place to play. It's going to be dreary. It's going to be a little cold. Missouri's not great. Bottom of the barrel in all stats, but they do have a sweep at home against Florida. LSU is desperate for wins. At this point, they don't just need to win series. They need to get some sweeps. We're going to talk about the chances of that happening through the course of the show. LSU Gymnastics, they are in the finals. They got through the semifinals. They are now into the finals. Number 1 Oklahoma gets upset. They don't make it to the finals. They compete tomorrow night, right? Lloyd, is that what it says?
Yes.
Yes. Tomorrow night is a championship. Best of luck to the girls on the mat. Haleigh Bryant. There's a lot of conversation around LSU. Angel Reese being one of the all-time greatest athletes to come through LSU. We're not going to get into that conversation. You can think what you want to think. Haleigh Bryant needs to be in that conversation as far as just pure athleticism and doing things that nobody else has done. So if you haven't watched her perform, tune in tomorrow night and watch her because she has been pretty amazing. Paul Skenes is still doing amazing things. He has a 0.00 ERA. For those of you who do not know anything about baseball, that's pretty good. That means he has not given up a run all year. In AAA, teams are hitting 116 against him. Also not great for them, great for him. He's got 27 strikeouts in 12 innings. He will be in the big leagues here in very short order. It just depends. I think right now they're just trying to build him up innings wise. But he is, he's doing the things that he needs to do. Our co-host Jay Mitch is in Charlotte, week 2 of his SEC Network performance. This is SEC Network gig. If you didn't tune in last night, you missed another great performance by our guy. Tune in tonight, see him perform again. He'll be back in studio next week, early in the week. But listen, technology, you can do everything that you want to do and talk to all the people that you want to talk to, even if they're in Charlotte. Jay, welcome back to the show, dude. Look at you. Look,
boys, I ain't performing shit.
Hey,
boys,
you look
I'm
good.
Doing exactly what I'm doing here every day. Just living.
You look good. The camera looks nice on you. Good lighting. You put your
yeah.
You have makeup on?
Yeah.
You have makeup on?
No.
No. Okay.
They must have put you in a better room with better lighting. You look good.
I'm in a different hotel.
Okay, there you go. You look good. Maybe is it a nicer hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah, better lighting, nicer hotels. That makes sense.
You can't put him in the nice one the first trip up there.
You gotta earn your right. Yeah, earn your keeps. So we're happy, obviously, to have you back on the show. We haven't missed a show, but happy to have you there in Charlotte. Before we really get into the sports conversation, we have some special guests. Obviously, you heard Ramsey chime in from the top rope right there, trying to make fun of Jay. But Ramsey can't even hear Jared right now because he's got no headphones in, so Jared can talk all the shit that he wants.
You should hear the things Ramsey. He's saying about you.
Mad shit, right? But Ramsey's not here alone.
That's well done. That's well done.
Listen, Ramsey's not going to come in here by himself, right? I don't think he has enough confidence yet to do that. But he brought in the heir to the throne, right? The kid, John Gordon McKernan, right? A G team, the future of the G team, told me he's working on becoming a scratch golfer again. And I was like, scratch? He goes, oh yeah, I was 21st rated golfer in the country when I was how old?
13.
13 years old. I'm just worried. I'm just trying to get to single digit handicap. He's trying to get to scratch. It's a different ball game for us. But we are pumped to have you on the show. Come and shoot the shit with us. He was a little nervous. Didn't know how the show was going to be. I think we've kind of shown you from the intro how this show is.
Hey, I'm cold-blooded. I'm not nervous.
You are? Look, I know. Look, you should have seen him.
But I can't come in by myself.
He asked me, he's like, dude, you got to come up. Do me a big favor. You were supposed to wear the get-up.
Yeah.
You were supposed to wear the get-up.
That's why he's been avoiding the show, like the plague, because he doesn't want to wear the uniform that your dad specifically got made for him.
I don't think we should have spoiled that surprise right there. I don't think we should have spoiled it because guess what? There's more than one uni.
Lloyd already said he's in it.
I mean, yeah.
Lloyd's good with it. Lloyd has 0 reservations on wearing the uni.
But I feel like you should show your commitment to the G team, to the brand.
Yeah, Lloyd's doing it. That's right.
I'm a stand-in. Choose your fighter.
I wore a uniform a long time in my life.
At least you got the shirt. I mean, I've got a hat. I'm not all. We don't have a whole G drip, but
he's got it.
Next time we'll get it. We'll get it going.
All right. John Gordon, congratulations, getting into law school.
Appreciate it.
Start law school
in the fall.
Early
August.
This is your last free summer, really, of not really grinding over the studies. How's that feel?
I'm so happy to finally finish that weird little test, the LSAT. I'm just ecstatic. I can just put that behind me. But unfortunately, and fortunately, I guess I got 3 more years of school to look forward to. But
I thought you were gonna jump in.
What's the outside like?
What's that? What'd you say, Jay?
Hey, Ramsey, what's the LSAT like?
Well, he's taking that. There's something.
Considering that is the only test one of those
at least
I've taken. Yeah. No, look, man, I own that. All right, that's my thing. You know, some people have asked me why don't you go just take the bar so you can prove to everybody and tell everybody you passed it. I said, nope. Absolutely not.
Why would I do that?
Why on earth would I punish myself like
that? Wait, what if you failed it? Then would that be like
would they kick you off being a lawyer? Is that like, hey, you got grandfathered into this deal, but if you take it, you open yourself up to this. Hey, now you have to pass it.
You know, I would never go.
I'm going to tell you right now, if
researching it
you
because I'll never
go and take this test and everyone peer pressure you, you should just never ever choose to walk into a courtroom. Just don't do it.
I couldn't hear you, but it sounded like that was a good one.
Yeah, you should be practicing law.
Listen, I wouldn't take it. If you don't have to take it, I wouldn't take it.
So as far as the LSAT,
he's gonna have to take it.
Even if there's a reward.
As far as the LSAT, all right, the way I approached it was I saw my older cousin who's an attorney at the firm. His name's Tucker Nims. All right, I saw that he took it, passed it, got into law school. So I was like, all right, I can do this. Signed up for it, walked in a week later, took it. And I got in, and I did well enough to get in. My plan was to wait a whole another year and study.
Okay.
And I got like the lowest level possible to get in. They let me in so that they could have me pay all my student loans.
Nice. Well, look, now you're getting them forgiven.
I remember.
Bidenomics.
No.
No, you haven't gotten that. You had to pay them all.
Zero forgiveness, coach.
I remember early in college when I was a little nervous, like, dude, so what's law school like? Like, am I going to be able to do it? It's like, dude, look at me. If I can do it,
literally,
your ass can do
literally.
it. You can do it.
That's the.
Just study, you'll get through.
That's a good case study right there, no doubt. Listen, you put your mind to something, you can get it done, right?
100%.
I mean, there's evidence of all these guys that you're like, how you're a lawyer or you're insert career, and sometimes people can shock you. I don't get that feeling from you. Obviously, I think you're going to do great. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You've been a lifelong LSU guy.
Yeah.
Obviously. We spoke before this. Like, you like baseball, but you never played baseball growing up because you played golf. You were doing that whole deal. You played football here. You grew up watching sports here. What's it like now on the other side of it and kind of really just being the fan? Because you're on the football team for a while. You got to be a part of really cool things. What's it like being like the fan of all this?
Well, I guess it's fortunate that since, I can't say birth, but once you can start understanding, oh, I like sports, and you get to start going to the games as 5-6 years old. I think my first game, my mom was carrying me as a baby my first game in, but so I've always been a fan. Even on the team, just being there as an experience as a player, you're still just a fan of LSU and never will cheer for another team in my life. And so thankfully, like throughout middle school, high school, I've always been a fan. I just get to continue doing what I've done my whole life. So really, it doesn't feel much different. I'm still just rooting for my guys and all the sports too. But definitely have alliance to football. But
no doubt. Football is kind of in the news again, obviously, not for anything bad. The portal has opened up again, so you're going to have guys moving in and out. LSU has some guys have recently put their names in the portal. Now, God dang it.
No, we got to drop.
Listen, the computer made a noise and I had to mute it and I had to, whatever. I think Jared's frozen. He's not frozen.
Yeah.
Maybe he fell asleep.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Maybe he fell asleep. But LSU football.
That's great producing there.
Yeah. Too much
I thought you were actively participating in the show.
No doubt.
He had too much of the indigo.
Boy, don't even go there with the amount of times you're literally stuck on the phone. Don't start with me.
I'm putting out fires over here.
LSU football.
Don't even do it.
LSU football has had over the last couple of days had a bunch of guys put their names in the portal to transfer. Right? Some people can look at that and say, "Oh, why are they leaving?" My thought about all of it is LSU is over the scholarship limit. Right? So they have some guys that they are trying to get into the portal, right? To bring in to help in some positions of need. It feels like these guys are transferring because they are kind of being told to transfer in a way that is respectful. Hey, go. You may need to go look for somewhere else to play. It seems like they're trying to clear up some roster spots for some of these guys they're bringing. Obviously, I don't know that for a fact. Brian Kelly hasn't called me and told me that. These guys that are making decisions haven't called and told me that. looking at it from the outside looking in, I think that's kind of what's going on. Jay, do you kind of have that same thought?
Yeah, I mean, the portal thing is kind of – portal and NIL in a way is kind of brought together an aspect more so of professional – well, we'll go portal, NIL, and the COVID situation has kind of brought together an aspect of pro ball that was not as much around before, right? And I think a lot of these teams try to overfill these rosters because they know guys are going to leave. And then when it comes to this time, it kind of becomes just like it does in pro ball, where it's kind of a cut time.
Right.
So I do think that's happened a little bit, and maybe there were mutual conversations because people could see the writing on the wall. But yeah, I do think that's happened a little bit.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. So I don't think anybody should panic, right? I think that they know what they're doing. They're putting themselves in a position next year to compete. I think that they're going to be really good next year. But it's not football season yet. I just wanted to, our job is to announce.
I think if you look across the board, even we don't see as much news for other big colleges. People are leaving every college. It's not just they're leaving all across the board. It's a weird little game with the NIL and, like you said, the portal now. It's very strange of how it's all working out. But I think BK, he's going to handle it very professionally, and he's going to have it all figured out once time comes.
It kind of seems like things are starting to transition back over to kids are leaving because they just weren't performing very well, and you find that out whenever they get here,
Yeah.
As in, like, they're not – I don't think there's as many kids now as a couple of years ago leaving for more money.
What?
Really. I mean, I don't think there's as many.
I
I don't know.
Maybe.
That's what I think. I think it's
there's more.
happening. I think it's happening, but I think people are showing up to where they're going and they're realizing there's not really what I thought. You know what I mean?
I think
there weren't opportunities where I was, but where I
here's the deal. Those guys are, I think those guys in the portal are the ones you want, because those guys are going to somewhere where I'm gonna play. The money doesn't matter. I think there's more of the guys in the portal though leaving to try to get more money.
Right, and that is so
compared to the ones that are going there just to play. I think.
And for LSU, they were trying to sign kids so they could fill out a full roster. Whenever Brian Kelly got here, they had 40 scholarship players.
Some of these guys came in with the other recruiting regime.
Right, where you're just saying, we got to get a full class in, and now where you're getting your numbers back. And now you're having to deal with the portal where you were over 85.
And you
some
realize
of those guys that you took
you
probably
gambled. Big
not
time
even
on the portal, gambled heavily.
And now that it feels like they haven't figured out a little bit of what this science is to the portal. So now you have some numbers that you can play with, and you kind of had the conversation with the kid of, hey, you're probably best served to go somewhere else. And you don't say that unless you have somebody that you feel like is probably coming in.
Yeah, so I'd imagine we're going to get some other news of guys coming into LSU and into Baton Rouge, transferring in. You've already had a couple announcements. I know there's a Michigan State defensive lineman that is just recently put his name in the portal. I think he's the number one defensive tackle in the portal. You have the kid from Kent State who is really good and very highly sought after. So I'd imagine that there's going to be a couple of those guys that are probably going to try to make their way down to Baton Rouge, or at least they're going to try to convince them to come down to Baton Rouge.
My boy Jordan Gilbert, shout out Jordan.
There you go.
He's a dog.
He's already in here.
He's going to be really good for us.
Secondary and defensive line, right?
Yeah.
That was the big interior defensive line was the big question marks. He's going to be a big part.
I played high school ball with him. He's a player. He can play.
There you go. See, right. I don't know anything about him other than what I've seen.
He's a rangy safety. I mean, he can just fly around. If we can get the coaching behind it and just no more big busts. I feel like that happened so many times throughout the past couple of years where sometimes it was our guy didn't even just get beat. It was just someone's wide open, whether it was calling.
And that's not talent. That's just not understanding where you're supposed to
whether
be.
Whether it's coaching the player or player to cut. Something wasn't communicated the greatest all the time.
Right, which is I'm excited to see what happens on the defensive side with the new staff and all of the new guys that are coming in and trying to see if there's any continuity there.
Jordan had the nastiest pick at practice right in front of your pops the other day.
Oh, you told me about that.
One-handed, nuts. And let me talking about the portal situation next year. And right now there is an incredible situation at quarterback out there.
Oh yeah,
it is wild.
LSU hasn't been this this well off on the quarterback room since probably when they had Perilou and all those guys. And then once Perilou left or got removed from the team.
Bet on himself.
That they had a big gap. After that, they had a big gap of okay, we don't really know what the hell we're doing at the quarterback position, and that has obviously been remedied since Joe Burrow. But and you can not like him all you want. Danny Etling started the transition of
Detling? I love me some Detling.
Danny Etling, like, he wasn't unbelievable, but, like, he wasn't as bad as the ones in the past. He's in the NFL. He played in the NFL for a long time.
Yeah, this might be as a slot receiver, too, for the Pats.
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah, but this is the first time we actually have, like, 1 through 4. Like, all of these guys could potentially be a damn good player.
Yep.
And you bring in that guy next year, and that's going to be
right. Yeah. Bryce Underwood.
It's going to continue to get better. So, like I said, we have a lot to talk about, especially throughout the course of the summer. Hopefully, this football conversation gets brought up again in July because the baseball team figures out a way to make a run. Mm-hmm. And so I know people are tuning in to hear us talk about the baseball team and talk about what we want to see for this weekend. Jay, I'm going to let you get this thing started off. Oh, there he is. Let me get you. I want to get your thoughts on this, right? LSU is going to Missouri, right? We all know how desperate LSU is for not only a series win, but wins in general, right? Like, we've gotten to the point where it's not just about winning series. It's about, hey, how many wins can you accumulate? And that means you're going to have to start sweeping some teams. You look at Missouri's numbers, they're bottom of the barrel in ERA, they're bottom of the barrel in batting average, bottom of the barrel in home runs hit. But they swept Florida at home, right? And so when they swept Florida at their place. And so LSU goes to Columbia, Missouri, and they have to play in weather that's going to be cold. It's going to be dreary. It's going to be kind of a difficult place to play because there's probably not going to be a ton of energy. What do you need to see from the boys this weekend to come out victorious and hopefully with 3 wins?
They're literally going to have to show up there. And as weird as this may sound, is you're going to have to out-effort them, out-energize them. You're going to have to execute, right? But it really does not matter how ugly, how pretty, if it's 7 shutty, if it's 10 hits in 3 innings, if we got the starter out in 4. It doesn't matter how it happens. You need to accumulate wins, and you need to find a way to do that. Because if we want to talk about building confidence and we want to talk about seeing the team kind of start climbing a ladder, you need to do it with wins. And I don't care if it comes in a 10-run rule. I don't care if it comes in a shutout, or I don't care if it comes in a 10-9 absolute bloodbath, right? Find ways to win games. Then you start riding on confidence. Then you start riding higher, and that starts taking you into competing more. Because once you can start winning, then you can really start feeling like, hey, we compete. And it don't really matter what the situation is. That's what's going to help them. And I think if they can start doing that starting tonight, then you'll find them in a situation where like, hey, wait a second.
Yeah.
They got this going on here. They got a chance.
So Jay's going with the same rotation he went with last week, right? He's going with Gage Jump throwing Friday, Luke Holman throwing Saturday, TBD on Sunday. I don't need to get into who I want to throw on Sunday because I think that's very well documented on this over the last couple of weeks. I think it's time for Cade Anderson to get the start. I don't know if that's going to happen. I wouldn't mind seeing Griffin Herring get the start. I don't know what the situation is going to be on Sunday. The most important thing right now is winning Friday. Winning Saturday didn't necessarily work the way that he had anticipated working last week, but they are facing the best starter that Missouri's got is going to be thrown Saturday based off of numbers, right? And that is Javen Pimentel. I don't even know how to say his last name. Pimentel. He's got a 4 ERA. Logan Luciford is throwing today for them, who's a right-hander. Now, my issue with kind of what's going on in the stats, LSU's hitting 200 against left-handed pitching. So you have to win. You have a left-handed going on Saturday. I would like to see LSU get off to a good start this week or this weekend and win tonight. But Gage Jump can't walk 5 in 4 innings.
Hey, addressing that pitching staff, so you're saying still TBD on Sunday, which it is, right? I would not be surprised at all, because
I know what you're going to say.
I think the easiest been all year is Cade Anderson, put him in the starting role on Sunday. We haven't done it yet, so why would I just think that that's going to be the thing that's going to happen this week when it's TBD? I would not be surprised at all if you saw Griffin Herring and Cade Anderson in some sort of piggyback roles tonight and tomorrow night. Wouldn't be surprised at all.
And then you just have Ackenhausen start on Sunday.
Akinaz will start on Sunday. Give me what you got, which is probably somewhere in the 60, maybe 75 pitch range, and you just hope you can outslug him.
Okay, so that's what you think, Gavin. Do you like that?
With where they are right now, yeah, kind of. Especially against this team, right? Like you need wins. So if you can get to Sunday 2-0 because you basically used your 4 best arms right now, or 4 most reliable arms, I don't dislike it. Yeah. I've been wanting him to start, but where they are right now is such a different place than where they've been all year. And their back's no longer against the wall; it's on the canvas. Yeah. And they're like not about they're just not being up.
Right.
So like, yeah, I don't like if we lose on Friday because you could have pitched Cade Anderson out of the pen on Friday and you didn't. Is that really getting done what you need being done? Because I don't really think we need the wiggle room when we play Missouri. I think you need the wiggle room when you play Texas A&M.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Right. Speaking of, Texas A&M is
nobody wants to go in it. Yeah, nobody wants to go into that series and saying, "Hey, we got a sweep to be in a good spot." That's ridiculous, right?
Right.
So stack as many as you can right now, and I think the best way to do it is being able to use your most reliable arms as soon as possible.
It feels like this is the highest floor, lowest ceiling from what you could get.
What's that?
I feel like this is like the lowest, like highest floor, lowest ceiling for what you for the lineup that you're putting out there for the pitching staff. It's the one that won't get you in the most trouble, but it's also not the best version of what could be for LSU.
Right.
Like, I think a Cade Anderson on a Sunday or Griffin on a Sunday would be something that you'd want to see, but right now,
you gotta get
Hack
wins.
going on Sunday just feels like the most comfortable thing to do.
Gotta get wins. I think that's the most important thing. Before we jump into this, I know y'all gotta go.
Yep.
You gotta run. Dad.
Thank you. Yeah, we got Get G Crawfish Bowl today.
There you go.
But go Tigers this weekend. Hope they come out with
Tigers.
a sweep. I'll be watching, supporting. Thank you all so much for having
Come back
us.
whenever they come back in town. Well, you'll be out of town.
I'll be out of town for the next couple weeks.
But whenever you come back in town and they're back in town, we'll all go to a game together.
Sounds good.
Oh, you're good.
Love
Ramsey's coming back.
Ramsey, whenever, but he's gonna be out of town. I only care about him. I don't care about
Ramsey
him.
is a whirlwind to keep up with on a baseball game.
I'm not getting invited to it.
Yeah. I invited you to the game.
I'm not getting invited to a game.
You got invited. You came to the game. You were nervous Nelly, dude.
I showed up
For a
the
game?
Listen, dog, I got there to the game and somehow I had to use the media badge. Remember, I walked in with a media badge.
Yeah, it was all over the place. Yeah,
it made me nervous. He was making me nervous.
Well, again, appreciate y'all so much for having us.
Appreciate you having on. Y'all enjoy the crawfish boil. GT, appreciate y'all. Well, good catch.
Oh,
good catch. Good
hands.
Come on,
bro. Still got it.
Anytime y'all want to come on, dude. Anytime. All right, bro. Yep. Enjoy it. Look,
later, boys.
Ramsey, you can move this, and then you can just.
Yeah, fellas.
Jared says bye.
Yeah, Jared says bye. All right, so we're talking about, just getting wins, right? Like that's the most important thing right now, and I agree. I think the most important thing is getting wins. I think you want to win the series. You can't win the series unless you win Friday. So you got to do what you got to do to win Friday. You got to do what you got to do to win Saturday, and you got to figure it out on Sunday. Completely agree. I think in the future, though, I would like to see Cade get that Sunday start, which I know Jared said. And I know we're looking at the schedule. LSU's had 4 of their first 6 series on the road. That's not an excuse. Those are the facts of it. That is what happened. And out of those first 4 series, our first 5 series, 4 of those 5 teams were ranked in the top 10 at time of being played. So, been a very tough schedule. My issue with that whole thing is, even though it's been tough, even though you've been on the road for a lot, look at this, 2 double angle.
We got 2 cameras.
Wow, look at that. Wow. Even though you have that tough of a schedule, a lot of those games are lost because of LSU, not because the other team beat them, because LSU beat themselves, and that's part of baseball. That's part of kind of what happens. And so you got to try to fix that, and you got to try to make sure that you put yourself in a position not to beat yourself. And that's what I need to see this weekend. I need to see Gage Jump tonight go out there and give me 5-6 innings with 2 walks and say, I'm going to come out there and I'm going to just compete and I'm going to challenge you with fastballs and make you prove to me that you can hit it, because it's going to be cold. It's going to be not very great hitting conditions, and Missouri does not hit a bunch of home runs. So force them to drive guys in and force them to score runs that don't help them out. I think that, to me, is the key. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, like I know exactly. So like exactly what you're saying is kind of like result oriented, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that because kind of what I want to see out of him, if he does it, it winds up in the results you just said. But like, I want to see a night where he goes out there and he doubles up strikes for balls thrown, right? Like goes out there and literally fills the zone up, like just lives in the zone, and let's just see what the hell happens, bro.
Right.
And listen, if you get 5 and they get 7 hits off of you and 6 runs, bro, tip your hat. But like, I don't think that's gonna happen because this stuff is good enough. So let's go out there and just absolutely fill it up early and often, and let's just see where it's at after 4 or 5. I promise you, I got a good feeling. I put a lot of money on it.
Whoa. We can't be talking gambling because people get in trouble with all the gambling stuff right now. It's a sensitive subject. I'm just joking. I'm joking. There's a lot of things out there.
Just pitching.
No, I'm with you.
But yeah, if he could something like that, like I think that is going to be the ultimate tone setter for them. I'd love to tell you them going out there and maybe getting 5 runs in the top of the first would be a tone setter. It probably could, but I think the other way around, if you set the bar on the mound tonight, I think that's going to go in even further ways than them coming out and swinging the hell out of it from the jump.
Completely agree. I think the guy on the bump is going to set the tone. He's going to set the tone by competing and going after guys and throwing strikes, forcing them to get hits, not giving them free passes. Completely agree with that statement. I've talked about this kid. I think this guy's going to be a key part of this. We're going to switch kind of back to the lineup a little bit. Look, actually, let's stay on the pitching staff. Aiden Moffitt, you're going to see him have a very big role in this weekend and the coming weekends because of what he's been able to do over the last couple weekends. Last weekend he threw twice. He looked good both times, better in his second outing than he did in his first outing. He didn't walk anybody in his second outing. So I'd imagine you're going to see him a lot this weekend. He's going to be the guy at the back end of the games, I would imagine. And so I think that helps you. When you have an arm like that and he's going to go out there and he's building confidence, I think that's going to help you. You just got to get to that point where you're using him in games that you're winning and not using him in games that you're not winning because at that point you're kind of wasting. We talked about this guy a lot, and I'm looking at his numbers right now. We talked about Ashton Larson. I think he's been a bright spot so far as a young guy. Obviously small sample size. But last weekend against Tennessee on the road, he hit 364, 4 for 11. As a freshman, right, a guy who's just getting into the lineup, that's what you want to do. Listen, I don't need to light the world on fire. I can go 3 for 11, 4 for 11, 3 for 12, 4 for 12, whatever, but you're doing something every game. And over time, that's going to make a difference. And if you look at his SEC conference batting average, only 28 at-bats, but he's 10 for 28, 3 doubles, 2 homers, 4 RBIs, and 6 runs. Like, that's what you're looking for with a freshman. A guy who, now, obviously, you want him to go and light the world on fire, but you can't expect that from every freshman. What he's doing, I think, is really good. I think it's really good for his development. I think it's really good for the team. And I would like to see him kind of take that next step over the next few weeks.
I'm gonna go with I don't want to stretch too far out of what you really do need to have a good team, and I'm not gonna sit here and say this guy has to go 8 for 11 this weekend with 4 pumps, but I want to see if Tommy can raise his level of play. I want to see if Tommy can raise the level of play of the rest of that offense. I want to see if he can raise that bar and see if these guys start trying to meet and get under that bar or get with him as well. So I really want to see if Tommy's going to go out there and that may mean literally he may not go. Like I said, I don't need him to go 8 for 11, but I want to see him go out there and have every at bat be impactful. Yeah. However it happens, whether it's a 12 pitch at bat that ends up in a hard ground ball that's an out, whether it's a 12 pitch at bat that ends up in a walk, whether it's a grinder of an at bat with the guy on third base and he finds a way to poke something new. I want to see him go up there with every at bat and have it be really, really, really impactful at bats to where it starts to breed some true confidence in the rest of that dugout.
Yeah, kind of put the team on his back, right? I'm looking at his numbers from last weekend against Tennessee in a sweep. Really good, right? 6 for 13, hit 462 on the weekend. I think he's going to have to continue to do that, but even maybe more than that, right? Like to say, hey, listen, I'm going to dig us out of this hole that we're in. In the SEC, his SEC numbers right now, he's hitting 302 in SEC games, which I bet you if you'd ask him, he wishes he knows he should be hitting higher than that as an average.
And that's why I brought that up too.
But he's got 8 home runs and 17 RBIs. Like, he's got 12 homers, 8 of them are in the SEC. I think that's a good sign. I think if you asked him, though, he would like to be more consistent outside of the 8 pumps that he has. And so I like to see, to your point, see that continue. I think last weekend was a really good start for him to start doing that and saying, hey, this is my team. I'm going to put on the back. Let's go. I'll carry us. And everybody else follows suit, kind of be that that leader that we've kind of been waiting on. Missouri's 14th in the SEC in average, batting average at 252. This is the weekend as a pitching staff to say, prove to me that you are going to be able to. You haven't proven yet this year that you can hit as a team. LSU, I'm talking about Missouri, right? So as a pitching staff for LSU, hey, I'm going to throw as many strikes as I can. I don't care if I throw 15 straight fastballs, center cut. I'm going to do that, and you're going to have to prove to me that you're going to be able to hit it, especially when the weather's going to be in 40s and it's going to be kind of a little dreary and there's going to be no energy. Here's 15 straight fastballs right down the middle. Get hits. I'm going to walk you. I'm not going to give you any easy passes. Here you go. 252 team batting average. That's what Missouri has. They have the number 11 ERA at 5.51. So offensively, it's like, all right, now we got to go out there. Our pitchers are going to throw strikes. Now it's time for us to say, hey, this team, it's time to put up or shut up. We're supposed to be this good. This team on paper isn't anywhere near us. Now LSU's middle of the road in almost every stat, right? They're nowhere near LSU on paper, but the game's not played on paper. It's played on the field, and it just, you got to see them start to believe that they can turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it starts, very first thing, it starts with your starter tonight. He has to be able to go out there. Gage Jump has to be able to go out there and start challenging guys. And I think if you see and feel a demeanor of Gage getting out there, challenging guys, filling it up, it's going to permeate through the rest of the roster, right? And then now you got a bunch of guys who are challenging guys, and there's no better kind of concoction for this thing than a team that's hitting dead last in the league, right? So you start getting a feeling of, man, all right, well, my stuff can play that way when I literally just attack. Okay, let me watch the next guy do it. Okay, let me watch the next guy do it. And if you can kind of get those guys to go out there and start doing that, like you said, the weather's not going to be great, right? So do you think your guys want to be standing on defense when it's ball 2 and ball 3 every at bat? Do you think your guys want to be playing defense when it's 2-0, 3-1 every at bat? Hell no. Hell no.
Right.
And do you think they want to go back in the dugout and have to take a strike because they don't want you to have to go right back out there because you threw 35 pitches? Hell no. They don't want to do that. So as a staff, starting with Gage Jump, you got to go out there and just challenge the shit out of these hitters.
Yeah.
Go right at them. What can, at this point in the season, there is absolutely nothing you can lose. Might as well try it.
Right.
Because we haven't really done it yet, especially in SEC play.
The only thing that would concern me a little bit from Missouri, I know that like you look at the numbers and they are what they are, but the way that they've played the last 2 SEC series, they are a team that does what LSU doesn't do, whether it be winning close games or at least keeping themselves competitive in those close games where LSU has not been able to get over the hump.
Boy, I'll say it like this. Yeah, but I'll say it like this. I mean, LSU is in 13th place right now in the SEC. Everybody's got something that scares LSU, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Right. So here's the deal.
So
to your point,
that's the position you put yourself in where it don't really matter, bro. Everybody's looking at us, licking their chops like this is our get right weekend.
Yeah.
Don't let them get right against you.
Yeah. To your point, Lloyd, is they are used to playing these one-run games and they've won some of these close games. They're going to keep themselves in a position to maybe win, like keep the game close, play whatever they need to do. The problem with that is LSU hasn't been able to win those. Well, if you keep it close enough, LSU has shown through the course of this year that they are going to do something to give you the opportunity to win.
That's what I'm saying. That would be my concern if you're LSU. Like, you can look at the stats all you want, but Missouri puts themselves in a spot where they hang around. And when you do that to LSU, that's when LSU kind of looks around, gets nervous, and isn't able to close out ball games. And if that happens again, it's almost like that's when it becomes more of your identity again, where it's like, this is who we are. It's what we do.
And I think that this is a good opportunity for LSU to change that narrative.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, if it is a close game, let's show that we can actually win these against teams that on paper aren't as talented as us, but let's win them, right? Then you got home the next weekend against Auburn. Then you got after that against Texas A&M. You end the season with your last 5 series, I think 3 of the 5 – no. Yeah, 3 of the 5 are at home. Okay, so this is a series that you could go out there and maybe change some of the narrative. Then you come home against a team that is behind you in the SEC standings. Like I said, it doesn't matter because you haven't done anything to warrant, hey, we're going to look at them and that's a win. You haven't warranted that yet. But, hopefully you can start changing the narrative and you put yourselves in those situations and all of a sudden now you're on the winning side of it and maybe that jump starts you. Baseball's hard. A&M, everybody thought that the Alabama series was going to be just, whatever. Like they're a good team, but like they just took 2 out of 3 from Arkansas. They are winning right now against Texas A&M. It was 5-0 in the 4th last I saw. I don't know what the score is right now. But my point in saying that is like it's not like the schedule is super easy. You have to play A&M, who's the number 1 team in the country, but you also have to play Alabama, who just beat the number 1 team in the country, and he's beating the current number 1 team in the country the next weekend. So you've got to start figuring out how to win these games, and I think this is a good weekend to start trying to figure that out. And we'll see what happens. But it starts on the mound. To Jared's point, you have got to create the momentum, and you've got to set the tone on the mound from the jump, no pun intended, with Gage Jump, throwing a lot of strikes.
A&M is now winning 10-5.
Whoa.
Rattled it off.
Wow. 5-0. They scored 10 in 1 inning?
They went.
Oh, my God.
They were down 5-0, top of the 5th. Drop a 6-burger, then hold Alabama to 0.
They're good.
Yeah.
A&M's
Alabama
good.
scores 0. Texas A&M comes back out, scores 3.
Crazy how that happens,
Alabama scores 0. And then the 7th, A&M scratched across 1 more run to go up 10-5, and they're in the top of the 8th right now.
Crazy how that happens. Crazy. You score a bunch of runs, and you don't give up any runs, and all of a sudden you get back in there and score more runs. Crazy how that happens in baseball. Like to see that happen this weekend for LSU.
If they go down 5, people are going to lose their mind.
No, I like to see. Oh yeah. But I like to see the other side of it. The 10 straight runs.
Yes.
But
that's what you haven't seen from LSU. They don't have the ability to put up 6 in an inning.
They've done it.
They've done it, but I'm saying it's so few and far between because of the way that they get their runs, which is solo shot.
I would rather see, instead of them putting a 6 spot, I would rather see them score 2 runs, shut down, score a run, shut down 3 runs, shut down 1 run.
Pressure.
And keep every inning, keep adding to it. I'd rather see that. That would give me more confidence in saying, oh, here's a 7 spot, and then now we're not going to score for 3 more runs, 4 more runs. Here's another run, and then we're going to hang on. That's what I would like to see.
We already talked about this, man. We knew what this team was going to be when it comes to how they were going to perform offensively. If I had to guess, just a wild guess, there was probably a home run or so hitting that 6-run inning, right? This is not this LSU team.
Right.
They're more so geared, just like Mikey, where it's going to be, hey, can you continue to put pressure on them? That's what they need to be able to do as an offense. We need to be able to put up 2 and then go back out and put up another 2 and then go back out and put up a 1 and then maybe go back out and put up a 0 and then maybe a 3 the next inning. That's what this team is. They're not going to sit here and hit 3 or 4 homers an inning and put up a 6, 7, 8. That's just not really them.
Right.
And that's okay. You don't have to do that to win.
No, 100%, right? And part of doing that is offense doing what they need to do, and then the pitching staff doing what they need to do, right? And playing complementary baseball. That's what we need to see. There's really not much more to talk about this weekend other than, hey, you guys prove it to me, show it to me, right? All of these things they know, all of these things that they have to do, and it's just a matter of them actually going out there and doing it and showing that, hey, they're capable of doing this, and getting the fans back behind them.
Where do you stand with the switching of the roles of Gage Jump and Holman?
I mean, honestly, I don't really have much of a take on that, outside of the fact that he's trying to find ways. He's trying to find the wins, right? Gage Jump didn't move to Friday because he's outperforming Luke Holman. He moved to Friday because he thinks the matchups maybe favor that better. I don't know, and it may be the rest of the year doing that. It didn't work last weekend. Now Holman threw a really good game on Saturday. They lost 3-1. Offense didn't score any runs. They're gonna have some issues again on Saturday. They're gonna face Missouri's best pitcher, who's the left-handed pitcher, who LSU has not shown that they've done really well against this year up to this point. So To me, I think that's what Jay's trying to do. He's trying to find the wins. He's trying to put Holman in that role of, hey, all right, let's try to sneak a win on Friday. Hey, Holman, carry us to a win on Saturday, and let's try to bang our way to a win on Sunday. And, it didn't work last weekend. Hopefully it works this weekend.
Is that because of the numbers versus left-handed hitting, where he's put Holman against any lefty just to keep you in a game?
Maybe. I think that's probably what he's looking at is man, this is going to be tough sledding for us on Saturday. We got to have a guy that's going to keep them at bay. Maybe.
Under.
Hey, I think what we also try to do is, too, especially at this point in the year, it's if we're being completely honest, who's been our most trusted arms out of the bullpen?
Griffin Herring.
Okay, perfect. Really just one.
Yeah, right.
I know, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being for real. So if it's been Griffin and we sit here and say, not so much can we steal a Friday game, but if I absolutely need to use him on Friday, I would rather do that and possibly get a win there. And then maybe I can get to Saturday and I can stretch Holman for 7 if he's good for 7, and then we can figure it out hopefully from that point. But if I got to throw him 7 on Friday, probably against one of their aces or probably their better arm, and then I got to use Griffin there just for some reason we don't get the win, well then what the hell am I going to do tomorrow when I don't know what we'll get out of Gage Jump yet? Yep. When I don't know if he can get through the 5th, when I don't know who else I can put in after that. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of got a little bit to do with it too.
No doubt. I'm looking at these highlights. So Alabama was up 5-2, bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-1 pitch in the 5th, and then A&M hit the grand slam. That's how they got to the 6th. So when you said, hey, I bet you they hit a home run, yeah, I hit the big one.
The big one.
The 4-runner. It was 5-2. It ended up going up 6-5 because of that. Huh?
Who hit it?
I don't know. Lefty. Not Lavalette. Not Braden Montgomery. I don't know. I can't see. I can't tell who it is. I haven't pulled it up. It's just kind of on the Twitter feed.
Basically, it's coming from anywhere. That's lethal, man.
Anybody? I'm pulling it up. Oh, Caden Sorrell. That's who hit it.
And then Braden Montgomery has 3 RBIs also.
And Braden Montgomery's got 3 steaks.
And 3 walks.
Wow.
Yep. There it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully.
That's not what the offense is, isn't it?
No, right.
Nothing wrong with that. You don't have to do it.
Right.
But it sure is nice when you put yourself in that position to be able to do it. 2 outs, bases loaded. It could have been Alabama gets out of that inning with 3 left on base opposed.
Right. Exactly.
A&M's able to hit the big one.
Momentum. Then the pitching staff comes in, shuts them down. All of a sudden now A&M scores 3 more runs because they have all the momentum still on their side. Another shutdown inning. Here's another run. Okay, we think we've done enough so far. I think we've taken all of the momentum, and now it's just let's finish this thing out. Right?
And that's where LSU has
that's
got.
Also that's what really do too. Because if I had to guess, they were probably very minimal offensively. It probably wasn't a 6-hit effort and just no runs up until that point. They probably hadn't done much in the game. And then all of a sudden, good teams, when they start to smell that blood in the water, oh, you gave up a hit. Oh, you walked the next guy. Oh, you went 2-0 to the count.
Right.
They start attacking,
right,
and they don't miss those opportunities. Bad teams, they don't seize those opportunities.
100%. So we'll see. It'll be an interesting weekend, much needed weekend. Have to have it weekend. No more excuses hey, we won series. Gotta go win some games. See what happens. Jay, what's the conversation like over there out in Charlotte about the rest of the SEC?
They were getting no hit through 4.
No hit through 4. There you go.
There you go. we've seen ball a little bit, huh?
Yeah,
a little bit. No, dude, there's a heavyweight matchup going on in Kentucky. In Kentucky this weekend. It's Kentucky and Tennessee. That's a big time matchup. Kentucky's got a very, very, very tough second half of the schedule, of the conference schedule, and obviously that starts tonight. So we'll really get to see how real is this 14-1 and where this thing goes. But they start that thing tonight. That's a big series. There's also a big series in South Carolina. Arkansas's there. They're going to play them. So
we'll
get to find out because
coming off a series loss.
Yeah, coming off a loss at Alabama. they haven't really swung it on the road very well at all this year. So they're on the road again. South Carolina just won a series against Florida, right? So I mean, there's some real good baseball around the country right now, and it's that time, dude. Like, we're in the middle of August, we're getting close to May. It's heating up. It's about to get hot everywhere, and it's about where real baseball, especially in the SEC, starting to come out right now.
Have you seen Jack Caglione hit another one? 8 straight games.
Yeah, he's got 8 straight games, and I think he's got a 16-game hitting streak going right now too. Yeah. Oh, by the way, he's going to get the ball in Game 3. They got a TBD throwing on Game 2, but they got Jack.
They know he's throwing Game 3. Yeah,
like that's where. That's where they're at. That's what kind of. It's crazy because
they're struggling
everything that he's doing right now. Wait, but it's somehow kind of going under the radar just a little bit because that dude in Georgia just won't stop hitting every damn thing that gets thrown to him, right? It's crazy watching it.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. The homer that he hit yesterday, Caglione, not many guys can do what he did. It wasn't hit great. He's just super strong, and he just muscled it out to left field.
Over the 40-foot wall, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. So he's doing some pretty special stuff. I think he's up to 21 home runs now. He's chasing. He's right behind Charlie Condon. It's everybody thought the home run. Yeah, they thought Charlie was gonna run away with the home run race. Jack's making a big run.
It's a 3-dog race right now.
It is.
Condon, Montgomery, and Caglione.
Montgomery's got 22, right? 20 as well, not 22. 20 as well. Yeah. I think 19 or 20, I believe. So, gonna be interesting to see how that race.
Lavallette's like right behind.
Lavallette's got 18, I think. Yeah. It's a fun time. So it'll be an interesting weekend in the SC. What? You got something to say?
I saw a stat. I'm not going to get it absolutely correct, but paraphrasing it, there was more home runs, I believe, like this week, if you count last weekend and then all going into Friday, than there was like from the SEC than there was all year in the SEC. And whenever they changed the bats, like the first year, yeah. So yeah, they might have rolled it back a little too far.
Yeah.
Got you all in a week.
Tell you what, those bats in 2011, terrible. So bad.
You got to remember, too, they got the real influence of the TrackMan strike zone, too. So strike zone's a lot tighter these days as well. So you're having guys to come into the zone a little bit more, and that plays a little bit.
Yep.
Ball's wound a little bit. That helps a little bit as well.
100% a hitter's league. What else we got going? What plans we got for the weekend? You're coming in tomorrow. You got a show tonight. You're flying back in tomorrow. Just chilling?
No. I'm here again tomorrow.
Oh, so you're in Charlotte all weekend.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Lloyd, what you got?
Yeah, the triples.
I like it.
I have, for the first time in a long time, not a zilch on the schedule. So
nice.
I'm actually, I guess, excited to watch the game. It feels like I'm going to be you have to be pretty locked in for this one if you're an LSU baseball fan because of what's at stake. And
I'll be locked in.
Yeah, it just feels like one of those weekends where you're gonna want to find the game every time it's on, because last year you wanted to watch because of how good they were. Like Friday night you got to see Skenes, and it felt like you were doing something pretty special. This feels exciting in a different way. Desperate, where this might be the last weekend a couple of people tune in if it doesn't go the way that it should. Mm-hmm. Oops.
You keep showing the ghosts. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm chilling this weekend too. Wife's going on a girls trip to a country concert if the guy is not in jail.
Oh, be wary of any food trips you take tomorrow. If you're feeling anything that is maybe a little fast food, maybe not so good for you, sweet.
Maybe don't use DoorDash tomorrow. DoorDash is, I would imagine, if I had to guess, DoorDash is probably going to be a little bit backed up tomorrow. A lot more deliveries than usual. I would assume, based off of the date that is tomorrow.
Yes.
So
congrats to Celebrate.
So I would love to. We're giving you it's a PSA.
Yes.
Is it Independence Day?
Yeah. I mean, some may say
it's a day of observation.
It's and so it falls on a Saturday. So I know business owners are pretty pumped about fact that it's not during the week this year. But if you were thinking about, hey, I'm going to chill at the house and I don't really feel like cooking or doing much and I'm going to just, order in, just be aware that it could take a little bit longer than it normally takes because of the
holiday.
The holiday that is.
I would imagine a lot of people that drive DoorDash too probably participate, and so it might.
Oh,
be
they
like,
definitely. I've gotten DoorDash before, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like this smells like they just poured weed all over my food.
I mean, do you? But I mean, it's got to be the worst holiday if you're on call for DoorDash. Like I know what I would be doing.
A lot of money, coach. Maybe?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, but
unless they don't tip.
Yeah, unless you do. Yeah, well, that's the other thing you got to watch out for. You might get invited in.
What?
Like invited into the house.
Who did that?
Oh, that's happened to. We did that in college all the time. Like a little Howie's run. The guy
we
would
actually
come
did
through.
that at my old house. It was like at 2 a.m. Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
He showed up and we're playing. What do you meme? We're playing Jimmy John's. We were playing. What do you meme? And the guy showed up and we're been drinking wine and like, hey, why don't you come and join us? The guy sit down for like 30 minutes. I was like, damn, they probably hate you right now, but it was great.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, he didn't drink.
No,
we've had.
Yeah, we have had the, the artifacts on the table when they knock on the door. He's like, come on in, dude. I don't care what you do.
They kind of give the
what y'all do? Oh, it smells good in here.
Oh yeah, okay. You want partake?
Partake. Get you back on the road, brother.
But yeah, so it's good. We're all gonna look. Maybe Jay, you're in Charlotte, so there's nothing we can do, to hang out. But if I got nothing going on this weekend, if nothing ends up popping up, let's hang out.
Let's do it.
All right, what we got? We got the Seggies.
I do. I have some Seggies, and brutal mistake of the day that just came through the wire. It's a little sad, but just given the circumstances for what's been happening, it'd be remiss not to miss it. Obviously, everybody heard about Michael Porter Jr.'s other brother. Jonte Porter, who is now banned from the NBA for his gambling habits that I don't think it netted him as much money as he probably hoped it would. Or
made 2.1 on the court, 21,000.
Yeah,
in the gambling
not a very lucrative gamble. And so the Porter family is going through it now as Coben Porter, the younger brother of Denver Nuggets star Michael Porter Jr., has been sentenced to 6 years in prison for a drunk driving crash.
Oh, no.
That resulted in the death of a woman. It happened last year, but now he just got his sentencing. So when it rains, it pours.
Yeah,
for the
tough.
Porter family.
Yeah,
so I just hate to see that for him as you've got Michael Porter Jr. trying to make a playoff run and his world around him is pretty much crumbling.
Tough.
And a more lighthearted mistake of the day
Thank you.
is that Harry Styles, Harry Styles, a very prominent singer, obviously a heartthrob for many. A woman who stalked Harry Styles has been jailed and banned from seeing him perform. Maria Carvalho, 35, sent the singer 8,000 cards in less than a month.
Wow.
She was sentenced to a 14 weeks imprisonment after pleading guilty to a stalking charge on Tuesday, a restraining order that lasting 10 years. It was also imposed on Carvalho that she was told she could not attend any event where Styles was performing.
Wow. That's crazy.
Of the 8,000 cards sent, some were wedding cards, and 2 of the letters were hand-delivered to Mr. Styles' address, prosecutors said. So
that's crazy to me that, people stop showing the ghosts.
I can't. There used to be the 3. My brain is hardwired with that camera to be there.
It's crazy to me that, the stalking thing of people having, that much of an obsession over somebody that's just crazy.
I just don't know what you feel like you're going to get out of it.
Yeah. They're not going to date you. They're not going to marry you.
Right. I really like you. It's you don't even know me, dog.
No.
But.
No.
Oh, speaking of stalking.
Oh, here we go.
We're also going to have, Taylor Swift dropped her album, so get ready for a bunch of quotes. There's going to be
I got to see the Travis Kelce song. There's definitely one in there about him.
There is.
Okay.
There is. Talk about the heart hands and everything. I saw it on the internet.
Okay, great.
But just get ready. If you're in a relationship, you might.
J. Cole dropped a little bit of an album, too.
Oh, there we go. Is it any diss tracks?
I think J. Cole, I think, has called the truce. He's not gonna, be the bigger man on that whole deal. But he dropped I think 11 songs. I'd imagine that he's gonna drop the extended version later, right, Jay? I don't know if I'm wrong on that.
Well, first off, you late as shit. That happened a couple of days ago. There's been a lot of music drops since that happened.
Well, no, I know. I was listening to it, but I haven't had a show and talked about it. It just came out.
I was getting ready to say that would be career.
What else dropped?
Career suicide to drop your album on the same day as Taylor Swift.
Future drops. Actually, Drake right before the show dropped another diss track. Like, there's a lot going on. You missed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, I didn't pick up my phone during the show to see the new diss tracks, but, Drake did it. I saw Future and them dropped one. Who else?
That's it right now.
That's it. See, didn't miss that much. Just a little bit.
Taylor Swift. That's what I'm saying. So if you're in a relationship, be wary that you might be, extra prickly. They're going to start, thinking about old exes or anything that you do wrong. They'll probably bring it up. This is the women's time to shine. Or if there's some love songs in there, it might be cuffing season a little early.
Wow. Okay. Again.
Go season.
How long are you going to be until you're coachable and say that is not the camera today?
The show's over, so I don't think you got to pull me. We need.
All right. Curtain Call is brought to you by our friends at Assured Partners. Me, Jay, what we got today?
You touched on it earlier today, but I'm gonna give some love to the LSU boy, right? Paul Skenes.
Oh, he took mine. He took mine. Here we go.
Well, then go to Dylan Cruz next because he's cooking too right now. He's eating up as well. Paul still got a 0, 4 games, under 150 average against. Whips crazy, strikeouts going crazy. I don't really know what he's. They keep talking about him on McAfee too. Like everybody knows. Like,
but that's actually what I'm getting at. So we're on the same curtain call, right? So you have the numbers. Paul Skenes was on the Pat McAfee show in person, live on the show today, talking about baseball, talking about what's going on, and they're ready for him to go because two reasons. One, they're in Indianapolis. He's playing for the Indianapolis Indians, which is the AAA team of the Pirates. And they're Pittsburgh Pirates fans, or Pittsburgh fans. So he was on there for a multitude of reasons. Obviously, he handles himself really well. And they're asking him a bunch of questions. He handled it, answered it very politically. I am in the camp of thinking they're doing this, they're building him up, and then they're going to call him up, right? So he's only thrown 12 innings. I would imagine he's going to build himself up, and so he's thrown 5-6 innings, and then he's going to get called up. There's no reason for him to be in AAA right now. And with the new CBA, they have created, they've incentivized teams who may not be in it to call up these young guys so that they can get potentially another first-round pick if this guy pans out to be as good as he's going to be. And if he's not panned out, then option him back down, right? So I would imagine you're going to see Paul Skenes up in the big leagues here in the next 2-3 weeks, maybe sooner than that.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so because he's dominating. Lloyd, what you got?
My curtain call is to Miles Russell. You just talked about Mr. McKernan. 15 years old. You talked about McKernan being the number one or whatever ranked golfer in the world. He was 21st. Well, this is the number one golfer in the world. That is the number one amateur golfer in the world. He's 15 years old. He made his debut on the Korn Ferry Tour, which is for people that are trying to get on the PGA Tour. And goes out first day, shoots 68. And this is what a swing looks like when it was made in the lab.
Play well in my game, kind of see how it stacks up against some of the best.
Look at this kid. I mean, he is absolutely dialed in already.
Look at that. Look at that. That is a pretty swing. And he's a lefty. God.
Lefty?
Yeah.
Phenom.
Look at the guy behind him. So this guy's 15. The guy behind him that's playing with him, look at the difference in age.
He's still holding on.
No, that guy's not that old, but still, like, he's 15 playing against guys who are probably 30.
Oh, easily.
30, more than 30, or older than 30. Like, Korn Ferry, that is AAA of golf. Like, that's going to get you – that's how you try to get to the tour. So, congrats. That's a good one.
Yeah, unbelievable to go out there.
Great
and
player.
I'm sure probably
Phenom.
pretty nervous and go out there and shoot 68 and birdied 4 of his first 5 holes.
Yeah.
Pretty good golfer.
What's nerves? I don't know.
15, dude.
Crazy. Maybe he's too young to know what that is.
Yeah, just trying to get on TikTok after this.
Yeah. All right, that's all we got for you this beautiful day, this beautiful Friday.
It's hot again.
It is getting there. We're ready for it. Get your summer bodies ready because summer's here.
Oh, no.
We are excited to be back in studio on Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Jay Mitch will be back in studio with us. Tune in tonight. Tune in tomorrow. SEC Network. Watch Jared looking crispy in his all whites. up on the screen. And hopefully we're watching on SEC Network tonight. You got the LSU Missouri game. Just stay on there and see him after. Speak about hopefully the W that LSU's got.
That's what I need.
What's that?
That's what I need. I need a W.
Yeah, I need a dub. You need to have some fun talking. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe. Enjoy tomorrow if you partake. And we will be back live in studio on Monday. We appreciate our love and support. If you like our YouTube channel and you like what you see, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you don't like watching us, you like listening to us or anywhere you get your pods, we appreciate you. We appreciate all the support. We'll be back on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.